All right, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that live like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, the name of the Heavenly Father, who everybody ignorantly calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is the Rawchaa Qadash, his true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. And Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, the so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of the elect and for the rest of Israel after the destruction. And the Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men that the Heavenly Father gave the only begotten Son out of the world to finish his work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, led us to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness, and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing we part of that number. Lord, willing us be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and is striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light, Zephaniah 3:5. it is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9. And it's unto a ring. 2 Esdras 5:42. The waterfall used to say believers tuning in here and on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. We're going to get into the rest of this lesson. This part 2. We're going to go into some various end time topics. We're going to jump right into them, Lord willing, instead of flying to the flock. And we're going to start right here. And we're going to get into a couple things dealing with prophecy, dealing with Russia and America, Babylon the Great. And then we're going to go into a couple other things. A couple other things happened over there. And things are heating up. Perilous times are coming, you know. So we're going to show some of that. Lord willing, they don't take my video down, because one of the videos is like, you know, it's like real, you know. We'll see. So it says Russian MiG fighter intercepts 2 U.S. hypersonic bombers as Putin forces accuse them of heading for border. Okay, so they're kind of clashing over there right now, you know, and they're watching each other. You know, if maybe they didn't catch them, maybe America, Babylon the Great hit them with something. Who knows? But we know what they did in World War II when they got past everybody. So, you know, definitely these other nations are on watch. America, Babylon the Great is on watch, and things are heating up. But in the end, ultimately, America, Babylon the Great is going to lose. And that is why a lot of people here in America, Babylon the Great fear what we're telling them, because it's coming to pass in a way where you can see it. If you're just paying attention enough and you look at all the articles and you go into, you know, the strategies that are being set up by these various, you know, militaries around the world, a lot of them are pointing their fingers at America, Babylon the Great. And sooner or later, they're going to be pointing their missiles here. Shalom, big bro. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak. The water for tuning in. So we're going to get into this Revelation 13, chapter 1. And it's going to go a little bit into this. And it reads, the beast from the sea, right? It's this system. United Nations, NATO, and the EU. This is system that it's talking about. Okay. Verse 1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, right? Having 7 heads and 10 horns. These are these original, you know, nations that joined this system, is what it's talking about. There's more now, but these are the originals that it's talking about, the founders and the ones who started this, you know, who were set up by America, Babylon the Great to rule the earth, right? And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy, right? They were literally built to go against Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, to be destroyed. Verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, right? And that's talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, America, Babylon, the Great Edomites, right? And his feet were as the feet of a bear, right? And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power. The dragon is talking about the Roman Empire, right? And his seat in great authority. But what we want to deal with is the bear, okay? And it's a prophecy to show, just like when in Daniel, it talked about a statue that basically breaks down to the last legs of Rome, the last legs of the Roman Empire, and that is America, Babylon the Great. Okay, that's the last legs of Rome, you know, because it was potter's clay in there. Because why? Because Rome is not, you know, over there in Europe, they're not unified, but they're all ruled, you know, by, you know, this system that Esau Edom set up, this 7-headed beast system. You know, they came together and created this coalition to basically enslave everybody on the earth, man. That's what this is. Okay. And the bear is talking about Russia, okay? And they're Edomites too. They're so-called white people too, but they're a different type of white people, you know, basically, you know, there's different classes of so-called white people. You got different type of Edomites. You got the Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the Rothschilds, the small hats. They're different than all the other ones. You know, they're the first descendants. That's why they have the most money. But we're not going to get too much into it. But if you go learn about them, you'll see how weird they are. They're different than all the other Edomites. They're not like your average America, Babylon the Great 6-pack Edomite Joe. Amalek is weird as hell. And, you know, over there in Russia, you know, they're a different type of Edomite as well. But they're all Edomites. You know, they just have different ways they care about their violence. So when it talks about this leopard and this bear, it's saying basically that Russia is going to defeat America, Babylon the Great. That's what it's saying. And the bear, when you look that word up, I've done it before, but I want to go into it again.
Strong's G 715. Arctos.
Right?
Arctos.
Arctos. That's how you say it in the Greek. And it just says a bear, right? But when you get to the root word of it, okay?
Strong's G 714. Archeo.
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 Right? It says to be possessed of unfailing strength, to be strong, to suffice, to be enough, right? And when you read in Ezekiel chapter 38, it talks about all these nations are going to come unto Russia and be a guard, okay, which is the BRICS nations. They're all coming, and Russia's basically the head of that coalition, okay, that's coming against America, Babylon the Great. You see? That's why it says to defend, ward off, to be satisfied, to be contented. See? To be content, to be enough. They're going to be sufficient enough to take down this system that America, Babylon the Great is set up to make them the heads. Like they're basically the rulers, you know, pertaining to all the other nations. That they call that the glory. That was the glory of kingdoms to Esau Edoms. The Esau Edom, the excellence, the Chaldeans' excellency. That's what they call this place. You see? But they're going to be enough to take it down. So, you know, and, you know, we know yesterday there was a incident over there in Moscow, and ISIS claims to have done it, but we know that ultimately Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, is funding ISIS, but who's funding them? You know, to fund them, you know, America, Babylon the Great. And they also trying to say that a lot of them tried to run into Ukraine and they left the port open for them and they caught them. So who's funding Ukraine? It's the same thing. America, Babylon the Great got their hands all over this because Russia just declared war on the West. Okay, so they already making moves, and they made more moves than that. There was an incident that happened before that, okay, that I want to bring up that I seen that the Lord showed me. You know, when I was looking through some videos yesterday, and right here it says breaking. It says 40 killed, at least 100 wounded following mass shooting in Krakow City Hall in Moscow. Okay, so this is like a different time. Okay, I'm gonna show you this. You know, perilous times is coming, Jake, and the Lord is not playing, man.
Сюда иди, блядь! Ёбаный в рот! Блядь! Блядь!
Паника, паника! Паника, тише! Тише, паника! Спокойно, пожалуйста! Ребят!
They pushing each other to get the fuck out of there, man. Shit's real, man.
Все будет нормально.
You know what I'm saying?
Тише, 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 вставайте! О, Боже!
Охуеть.
There ain't no game out there right now, man. And that's how it's going to be in America, Babylon the Great. You're going to be trying to chill. You're going to be trying to go to the movies. You're going to be trying to do your own thing. You're going to be trying to go have fun and whatnot. And you're going to get caught up out there. You know? And I'm pretty sure this is a different place. I'm going to double check. I'm pretty sure it is. Because the other place was a movie theater. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a concert hall attack. And then, hold on. Just to double check the other name of the other place. Yeah. It was a different place. It just said a Moscow Theater Concert Hall. And the other place was in Crocus, but I'm pretty sure it might be the same place. It's a music venue. Let me see. It might be the same place. But I was thinking it was a different place. Because they didn't have videos like that the other day. It might be that same place. But hey, you know, it's a good video to show what happened to if it's somewhere different. Yeah, I think that's the place. Yep. Yeah, it's the same place. I thought it was somewhere different. But they didn't really have no videos to show you like really how it went down. So there's another video I found that's going into this fire, man. It's some Edomites, it's some homeless people. They tried to cover up something they did inside this old Kmart, and they lit a fire, man. Like they lit the whole thing on fire. So I want to show that too. See that? They lit that thing on fire, man. You don't got no sound, but you know, and I got a couple precepts on this, you know. So we're gonna go into this, you know. You know, they didn't really go in and show videos of really like what happened, you know. Yeah, it's the Crocker City Hall. Yeah, it's over there. It's the same place. But we're just gonna go into a couple precepts on it. We're gonna move on. I talked about it yesterday too, but we didn't have really I didn't have really a video on it. So it's cool. I found one, you know, to kind of show you like a little bit of like, this is what is going to be happening all over the earth. Okay. Like mass chaos. Like you ain't going to know what to do if you ain't got Yahawah, Yahawashi on you, you know, and that's why a lot of us, you know, we're careful to be out at big places like that, because this is what's coming. It's the 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that's what's happening right now. We in the last days, and more perilous times are going to be coming throughout this year, you know, and we just getting started in there. And it's already had a lot of death. You know, I remember yesterday looking, it said like it was actually like 143 or something like that. But the other week, it was hundreds of people who died who were trying to get to them supplies. I think it was in. Let me see if I can find the article. I don't think I mentioned it. Yeah, it was in Gaza. It was a little bit earlier than that, but more than 100 people was killed in Gaza where they was trying to get food from the aid convoy. So a lot of mass death has been happening, you know, close around the Passover. That's just the point I want to make. And that's to show you how serious the Passover. And you got people like Sakari and them, they out there, you know, got these extravagant Passovers. It's not supposed to be like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we keep telling you stop dealing with them, because they're going to get you put in a situation where the Lord is going to judge you. It's Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16. For by fire and by the sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. And we see that right now. And Jake still don't want to, he don't want to wake up. And we know a lot of this stuff is orchestrated. You know, just like we seen that fire get lit by them homeless people to cover up what they was doing. How much more Esau Edom, with all his money and all the power that he has and all the weapons that he has and all the people behind him, right? Because they don't think nobody's going to catch on to what they're doing. But us as the prophets of the Lord, we know Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi already has them in the trick bag. It's Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, right? And their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth this? And who knoweth this? But we know that the works of Esau Edom are controlled by the Lord. So he's already been found out. We just got to make sure we stay unspotted from the world, and we keep ourselves in a way where we're circumspect and we're being careful where we go, you know, because we're going to have to be out there. We got to, you know, we got to go out and work and whatnot. You know, that's why we always try to pray to the best of our abilities. We try to pray continually, you know, every time we in and out the door, whether it's in your mind or you actually get a chance to properly sit down and face the east and really pray, man. You know, you want to try to take some time out of your day to do that, especially during the Passover, because the Lord is judging stuff right now. Real serious time right now. Verse 16, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say to him, for shall the work say to him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say to him that framed it, he had no understanding? So that's how we know Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is behind all this. You know, he got them thinking that they're getting away with it, and they're not going to get away with it. So moving on. Let me go to this. Moving on. More waters are getting poisoned, and the Lord, you know, Salaki, you know, the Lord has used Esau Edom to do it with his train derailments, but this time the Lord did it naturally. Saltwater floods community and poisons one of the most fertile areas on earth, affecting the lives of over 100,000 families. That's what Jacob's trouble is going to be like. It's going to affect everybody, man. And the Lord's showing you, you know, on a mass scale, but it hasn't fully been issued here in America, Babylon the Great. So a lot of people think that it's not a big deal because it's not affecting you yet, but it will very soon. So it says, you know, they reported that salt intrusion at several rivers and streams and Mekong Delta provisions, Ben Tre and Tian Gong, has led a spike in salinity levels that is affecting the lives of over 100,000 families. And you got to understand that a lot of our crops, a lot of our food comes from these other places, man. And if they're doing bad, what you think is going to start happening to our shit? It's going to start, you know, shelves going to start being empty. And right now, the Lord said evils will be increased upon the earth, you know, and things that look to be cheap and still good. But you're going to see one day, all of us going to wake up, man, and that shit going to be gone. And Esau Edom going to be out here coming down with great wrath. It's going to be blink of an eye. And that's why we're watching every day. And we're being circumspect, and we're making sure that our spirit is right. We're Yahawah, Yahawashi, and we're not playing around. And he's cutting off man and beast from this place. You know, here's an example. Dairy cattle in Texas and Kansas test positive for bird flu. Right? Turn off this heat. So, and we know Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is destroying a lot of cattle right now. You know what I'm saying? He's taking out a lot of that stuff. So You never know. Like, he could have just fucking put the bird flu in their ass and be like, oh, they fucking got bird flu. We gotta kill them all. Who knows? Who knows? But they're gonna try to find a reason to keep pushing this GMO food, so they know that if they got all the GMO food and they done killed all the cattle off, they done, took all that farming away, all that stuff, then you have to come to them food. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're making it where you're gonna have a choice. If you don't deal with them, you're not gonna make it. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to push to where you come to them for everything, and they already got it like that, but they want to make it more severe, so people will take the charagma, the mark of the beast. You got to put in your right hand on your forehead. So this is a way the Lord is, we're seeing the Lord cut off man and beast in this situation. Ezekiel, and it's good, to know these kind of things, because it's some brothers in Texas, and in Kansas. So Lord willing, one of them run across this, and more than likely, the brothers, they usually be, tying in and making sure everybody sees what they don't see, because there's a lot of articles out there, man. They kind of all running and stuff. But Lord willing, those brothers are safe over there, and the Lord's taking care of them, and they don't get sick with nothing, So this is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13, because we want things to happen. We want, this is what we want to happen, because this ultimately is the only way we're getting out of this hell, out of this nightmare, is it really hitting the top and his shit hitting the fan, but we want to make sure, we want to pray that our brothers and, the honorable multitude, the hopeful elect is safe out there, who we hope to be of the elect, because the elect is safe, period. If you're the elect, whatever you go through, you're good. That's just period. It's Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman. It's talking about them Germans, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. See? That's what he's doing right now. And he's doing it in various different ways for you to understand what he's doing, and going into what we've seen about that thing with the salt water. These are scourges. This is the stuff to amend the elect. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So when you see these kind of things, especially, whoever news coming across, you see these things happen in the world, it's the Lord avenging the elect. You see? And that's why you want to make sure if you're an Israelite, which is Jacob, seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the only way to know is what? Through testing the spirit. It's not just by skin color. There's other people that look like other nations, and they us, and it's like this, like you see a so-called Chinese, but he real so-called looking Chinese man. He look like Moab, but he real good at basketball. He know how to make music real good. He know how to cook. He always put seasoning in his shit. You know what I'm saying? That's probably an Israelite. You know what I mean? He's got class. He's got salt of the earth. That's what we're like. We're like, we look like different nations, but we have, a certain style about us and a certain way we portray ourselves than the rest of the world. That's why they always they go out of their way to see Jake, Michael Jordan, and all them people. They try to go out of their way to go see the least of our people. Those people ain't even nobody. The real people, who you really should be seeing is the prophets. That's the best of us, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, that came out of One West, man. Those are the best Israelites on the planet, and as a nation, this is the lowest you're going to ever see us. But if you want to see what a real Israelite looks like, it's them, right? So like we said, scourges of amendment, because that's what you're really looking for when you looking for, you're looking at these certain jakes that got talents. You really looking for Israel, because that's what Israel is. We're talented. We can do things. We can do things that a lot of people don't know, and a lot of our talents we keep them hidden because we know we're under the curses, and we know Esau Edom is just going to exploit us and use it all and treat us like shit and take it from us. So we mainly just keep that shit to ourselves, especially if we really know how to do shit. So this is France raises terror alert level after Moscow attack claimed by ISIS group, right? So hey, it's finna be like martial law over there, man. And it's gonna start stepping up, you know. So that's what we're getting into, you know. Because those kind of attacks and stuff is gonna start happening here, especially, you know, we got this new Civil War movie coming out, you know, all this stuff is prophecy, you know. And if a civil war happened here, you best believe it's gonna be you know, you best believe you ain't gonna be able to just go wherever you want. This is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's why if you are somebody new, let's say you somebody new, you want to make sure you know, reporting to a GMS camp, because the Lord's dealing with them. If Jacob trouble come down, you better hope you're around them, man, because they're the ones who the Lord's dealing with. And they're dealing with affiliates as well, people, you know, who are followers of GMS, but you know, it's our duty as followers, you know, is to report to the camps. You know, I wouldn't have met my elder if, you know, the Lord didn't put the spirit on me to diligently go there every week, you know, because when I started, I was doing, you know, my own camp, and I still do it now, but, you know, I did my own camp, and then I would report to the main headquarters camp, you know, wherever I'm at in my city. You know, that shows you that you're serious as a spiritual military. You know, you got to report to your commanders. Everybody has a commander, and the main commander is Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know, and that's just, you know, just that's what you know, how I was taught from the elders and apostles, because those are the men you're gonna want to be around with. It said, cling to the elders that are wise. It said, cling to your elders. You know, so you know, it's best to, you know, if you close to them, pull up, man. You know, I had to find rides when I first started, you know, and whatnot. But hey, the Lord made a way. If you pray to the Lord, if it's for the ministry, He'll make it happen. If you know, if you really love Yahweh, Yahawashi, you know. So this is going into a little bit with some updates on these rich. The Lord is cutting off these white collar jobs, you know, forcing Esau Edom to, go into drastic measures. You know, they're gonna get real greedy, man. They're gonna be real violent because they've been working for this place this whole time. You know, these Edomites, these, you know, somewhat rich Edomites, and they get cut off too. They finna be down here with us, and you know how Esau Edom is. When he don't get what he want, he's gonna be violent. So this is just, you know, brewing up for civil war. Stellantis uses a mandatory remote work day to cut off 400 white collar jobs. It was a mass firing of everybody that was on the call. And this ain't, you know, this is just one little small place, of course. But this is, you know, this is going to start happening more rapidly. We know that they're replacing construction workers with, AI robots. Sooner or later, they're going to be doing electricians. Sooner or later, they're going to be doing all different types of things. There ain't going to be that many jobs left. And the ones that got jobs, you know, you're going to have to be careful too, because you're going to have a whole lot of hungry people out there, and they know your ass got a job because you're the only one heading home from work. You know, and you got to be careful because there's going to be people watching this shit. Like, you know, and that's why we need Yahawah, Yahawashi to protect us and keep those spirits away from us, keep people like that away from us. You know, because it's going to come to the point where people are going to start betraying each other because there ain't going to be that much food left. Everybody's going to be getting evicted. People going to be homeless and shit. People going to be roaming the streets. And Jacob's trouble going to pop off, man. And that's going to be the time when the famine of the word hits, when a lot of people start losing their shit. And then you're going to want to come trying to find us and shit. Well, you ain't going to be able to find us, Lord willing, because it ain't going to matter if you find us, because we ain't telling your ass shit because you didn't want to listen. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, reaping hell for your miseries that shall come upon you. That's what happened to them. 400 Esau Edoms out here had that bag and they got dropped. And they might be able to go get another job, yeah, whatever. But these are miseries for them, you know, especially how the economy is. It's hitting their ass. I done seen articles, Edomites making $150,000 a year and making bare minimum because of all the fucking shit they got, all that fancy ass cars and the pool and all that shit they get for their kids every month and all the bills they pay. They used to getting enough money to pay that shit and have extra, but now, like, since shit is way more expensive, you know, it's not working out for them. So they're miserable here. They're starting to feel that squeeze. They're starting to feel the curses come upon them. You know, verse 2, your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be as a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. And what do they say about the last days? Perilous times will come. That's what it talks about in 2 Timothy. People will be proudful, boasters, lovers of themselves. That's what we're seeing right now. A lot of people, they only care about what they got going on. They don't care about the brotherhood. And that's one thing. If you don't care about the brotherhood, your ass through. Because that's the only way we getting the fuck out of here. Because they're the ones who's getting commands from Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know? So that comes first. You know, loving the brotherhood, loving Yahawah, Yahawashi, and doing this work. Everything else comes secondary. And if you can't do that, you ain't gonna make it long in this truth, Jake. So this is Ecuador's youngest mayor, Bridget Garcia, and her advisor are found shot to death inside a car. And look at this woman. She seemed like a you know, she might be a different nation, but she might be a Jake. I'm not sure. She could be a northern tribe, but she could, depends on who her father is. It always goes by the father, so we don't know. But Lord willing, the picture will pop up. I might have to, you know, she was 27 years old, man. The Lord is not a respecter of person. There she go right there. You know, seemed like, you know, a decent woman, fair woman, you know, she mayor. Okay. You know, we talked about it in a couple videos ago, Jeremiah 31:22, you know, in these days, a woman shall compass a man. Because women aren't usually the head office of things. And it's because of this right here. You know, these are men's jobs. Okay. And women, you know, it doesn't matter if you think that you're tough or whatever, or you think that you can do a man's job. You're a woman, like you're gonna be emotional. Like that's your job as a woman. And it's not bad for you to be an emotional woman, you know, but you gotta have a balance with it, of course. But a lot of y'all are putting yourselves out here to get put to death, man, because this is not the way shit's set up. And a lot of women be like, oh, no, that's not true. Well, okay, so you telling me they start a draft and World War III come out and they say, all right, all women, put them helmets on, come fight. Since y'all want to be equal men, get your ass out there and fight. You're going to be like, oh, hell no, I'm a delicate woman. What y'all talking about? Hey, y'all go start be like, no, I can just stay at the house and cook for you while you go out there. Like, you go start acting like a weaker vessel. Like, you go start, you know, but you're going to try to be like this woman. You're going to be out there trying to be all political, and you're going to get Esau Edom's game and get your ass killed out here, man. They found her and her advisor out there, gone. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what happened? And, you know, and it's always those people who, like, they be like, oh, they were such a great person and they were so kind, and you don't know who that person is. And the Lord don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. Esau Edom played off, showing them pictures like these people that you looking at, they just some righteous people, but they not righteous people. They are the wicked. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7, and it reads, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So for this kind of situation to happen, more than likely she wasn't a righteous woman, you know. She was more one of those independent women, and that's what we're trying to tell you, Eve. You keep doing all this crazy ass shit. Like we had that a lot of brothers been passing that video around. That one Eve got in the car and was screaming and was mad as hell and shit, like, oh, I hate this fucking job, and blah, 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 blah. And all I do is work and sleep. Well, this is what you wanted. Did you would, if you would have stayed in the house and been humble, you know, like that wouldn't have happened. If you didn't want to be, you know, acting like you independent, Eve, you know, you single lady shit, you wouldn't be out here working like a damn slave. You know, if you would have just humbled down and been with a man, you know, even if it wasn't a man of the Lord, you could have been a housewife and just stayed at the house. Now your ass is in some shit, and don't nobody feel sorry for your ass, Eve. Don't nobody feel sorry for you. And you crazy as hell. You need a damn, you know, you need some damn Tylenol. I know your head hurt. You screaming loud as fuck. But and that's because, you know, Israelite women are just lively, okay? Period. Like they're just way more lively, you know. And you know, we can pull that up. Just you know, my elder was talking about yesterday at camp. But yeah, we'll just reading in because we only got like 2 more articles, a couple more precepts, and then we go. So it says Exodus 1:21, and it came to pass because the midwives feared the Most High. Hold up. It's a little bit more down. Hold on. It's somewhere around there. And that's why you always had them Eves that just straight turn the fuck up. Oh, it's back there a little bit. They just be turned the fuck up on some shit because they're more lively than these other women. And you know, the Egyptian now, the modern day Egyptian is Esau Edom, so-called white man. That's why you had them so-called white women. They be real graceful and humble and laid back, and they don't be fucking, you know, raising their voice and shit. And then you got some of those so-called white women, they look like so-called white women, they be just like Eve, because motherfuckers is Israelite women. Motherfuckers is screaming at you and shit, because they under the motherfucking curses. It's Exodus chapter 1, verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, right? And are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. So the point is that they're lively, they're more lively in whatever they do, you know, and some of them are humble and they're lively in a way where they work with their hands. They're very humble, they're very graceful, they'll cook for you, you know, they're always active. So this in both ways. But that one was in the other way. That bitch was crazy. She need to cool it, man. You need to cool it out. Moving on. So it says Vinicius. Okay, this is a soccer player, this football player, because you know over there they call it football. He said, it says he's in tears over racism. He said, I just want to play football. So, you know, he's dealing with the curses, and Jake can't handle it, you know. Jake doesn't understand why they hate his ass, but we keep telling them why. Because we sinned against the Lord, bro. So you can't just do whatever you want. And the Lord don't care you crying, Jake. You might be really going through some shit, you know, but the Lord don't care if you crying. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit because you're not serving Yahawah Yahawashi. And you're going to keep going through that shit, man, until you get it, you know. And the Lord, like, this is what we have to go through, Jake. Like, this racism is everywhere. It's a Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword, right? They call us niggas and shit among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So it don't even matter if you're over there in the east. We scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. And Jake can't handle it. Some Jakes can't handle the fact that we sinned against the Lord. They don't want to wake up. And you can tell he ain't woke up. You know what I'm saying? He got damn edge up and shit. And this is why, you know, this is happening to him. But what the Lord tell us? You know? And you know, we men, sometimes we break down and shit, but after you become a man of the Lord and you get why the fuck we hearing shit, like you ain't really doing that shit like that no more, you know. Most of our tears be like tears of joy because we happy that the brother's around and We so glad that the brother's here, and you know, sometimes we'll be talking to something and really get a deep conversation through whatever time we going through, and maybe a brother might tear up or something, but that's like different. It looks like that's like soldiers on the battlefield or some shit, you know, like, you know. But it's different types of it's different types of pressure on prophets, man. It's a different type of pressure, you know, than these people out here that's just, you know, soccer players or just doing random shit. Like, this is a different type of pressure because we understand like why everything like it is. And it said wisdom increases sorrow. So we have like we have just a different energy about us, you know, as followers of Yahawah, Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with shit that 2/3 will never understand, you know. It's Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. So he over there like, man, I just want to play soccer, bro. Well, nigga, quit sinning. Quit edging your shit up. Start serving Yahawah, Yahawashi. And this is just like a overall message to Jakes who just be like, why is this happening to me? Because yo ass, Jake, we went off. We got to get our shit right with Yahawah, Yahawashi. And crying ain't going to solve the problem. We got to fucking bite that shit and move. No matter what. I just want to play soccer. They go like, shut up, nigga. Get out there and make me money. That's how Esau even going to look at you, bro. So all that shit don't matter. Especially being serving Yahawah, Yahawashi. Now, some brothers was going into this. Put in a couple precepts, and then we gone. Sean Diddy Combs' residences. He was like had like 3 mansions raided by federal agents amid sex trafficking claims. So he was out here selling, you know, whoremongering, you know, pimping and whatnot. And it's like, your ass is rich as hell, bro. You done 100 million songs, made all this damn money, and you got all these damn mansions, and you still doing wickedness. This is why the Lord got to take Jake out, man. Still doing wickedness. And it don't make no sense. Like, as smart as you would think this motherfucker is, don't you think he'd just go to the hood and just tell some buckethead ass motherfucking Jake who ain't worth shit, you know, who needs money, just go tell his ass to do that shit. This motherfucker got this shit at his house, in all 3 of his mansions, and his sons was in there selling them bitches. Jake just, he can't get enough, man. He act like Esau, man. He just act like he gotta have the whole damn world. I'm like, bro, your ass rich as hell, man. Why the fuck you could have retired and started a business and just been sitting down like Esau, but nah, you want to go sell hoes like you still in the hood. Like, Jake. Jake don't got no fear of the Lord, man. And it's gonna get his ass killed. And we're gonna read a little bit. We're gonna read 26 down to 31, then we're gonna read the NLT, and then I got one more scripture, and then we gone. This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men, right? Among my people. So among the Israelites, there's wicked men. They just wicked. They lay wait. As he setteth snares, they set a trap, they catch men, right? They get other men to do what they doing, be wicked, you know. And in this sense, he had his own sons doing this shit because they got arrested. He tried to run. He went to his little island. He's like, bitch, Esau, Edom sold you the island, motherfucker. They know where you went, motherfucker. They gonna pick your ass up over there. And that's what they did. So as a cage full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. All their mansions is full of it's nothing good in there. Therefore, they are become great and waxing rich. And that's how Jake got his bag from being wicked. Okay, Jake didn't get his money off hard work, and neither did Esau Edom. They got their money off being wicked. Okay, and our people were acting just like them. Verse 28, they waxing fat, they shine, yea. They overpass the deeds of the wicked, they judge not the cause, right? The cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. See? So they don't ever come out and point out what Esau Edom doing. They don't point out that they're going into slavery. They don't do none of that, but yet they got all that money, right? And the right of the needy do they not judge, right? So they don't come and they don't help out Jake. They ain't fucking with us, right? Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? And two-thirds of our people is a nation of their own. It said in Romans, Israel is not all of Israel right now. You know what I'm saying? They're their own nation of their own. They're going to get hit with the missiles, right? So it reads verse 30, a wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? See? And basically what he's saying is, what will you do in the end of days? What are you going to do when there's fucking everything cut off? What are you going to do, Jake? Because that's what the Lord's doing right now. He's stripping these rich-ass motherfucking wicked men, and he's going to leave them out here for the missiles. We're just going to read 31 and show you that's what he's saying. The prophets give false prophecies. That's these other camps, that's coming against GMS. And the priests rule with an iron hand. Worse yet, my people like it that way. See? That's what they like. They like that shit. They like being wicked. But what will you do when the end comes? What are you going to do? You're going to get your ass destroyed, Jake. Because you're trying to be like Esau Edom, man. Esau Edom ain't no good. And they done let him do all that wickedness, and they pulled up on his ass. They betrayed his ass. Because that's what they do. You can't trust Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And at the end of the day, he's going to fuck you over, Jake. Every time. Is Ecclesiasticus, the book of Barak, chapter 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, it's talking about Esau Edom, so-called white man, he doeth it unwillingly. See? He don't even do good, right? And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. See? At the end of the day, Esau Edom going to be Esau Edom, Jake. And we're going to read it in the GNT, and then we gone. And the GNT means the Good News Translation. Right here. Let me see. Yeah, we can read it right there. I don't really like that one, but we can go ahead and read it. We'll start at 5. How can you be generous with others if you are stingy with yourself? If you are not willing to enjoy your own wealth, I don't like that. That's not really what it's saying. I'm gonna go to the man. Let me come over here so we can compare them and show you why it doesn't seem like that. Sirach, because sometimes the GMT goes good, but sometimes it just, this is why we like to stick with the KJV, but the King James version, but in 1611. But we try to use the other ones to kind of make it, make a little bit more sense. But let me go back here to verse 5. And it reads, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Shall he not take pleasure in his goods, right? So that's different, We take pleasure in our goods, we get a little bit here and there, we survive off of it, but that made it seem like everybody had wealth, so I didn't really like that. But, and being evil to yourself is like, being wicked, because you really destroying yourself at the end of the day. That's basically what it's saying. Verse 6, there's none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. When you read it over here in the GNT, it says no one is worse off than someone who is stingy with himself. It is a sin that brings it is a sin that brings its own punishment. See what I'm saying? And so when you deprive yourself as an Israelite, if you deprive yourself from this truth, that's like you being, You know, that's like you know, you're envying yourself. That's showing like you hate yourself because you're basically setting yourself up to be destroyed. You know, and you don't like who you are, so you're basically using that wickedness to lash out on others and, you know, hide the fact that, you know, your ass ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know, like, as Jake, they look at us as the scum of the earth, but we know since we have this truth, we ain't shit no more. We're actually somebody. You know, we're the sons of the living power. And we're going to be the only ones, if we're those men, Lord willing, if we're the elect, you know, we're going to be the ones that be immortal first. And we're going to bring back the 2/3. And they're going to be the only ones that are immortal. And everybody else who's talking shit, you're never going to be immortal. You're just going to die and keep coming back. And you're going to serve our ass. And Esau Edom is going to do it for 1,000 years. And then we're going to destroy his ass forever. So this is verse 7. When such a person does something good, it's only by accident. His selfishness will sooner or later be evident. But I like the other one better. You know, he do it unwillingly. Like basically means like he does it in a way where, you know, like he does it where it's really not really to help you. It's like to get something out of you. It's not by accident. He go, oh, I helped you. Oh, my bad. I did that by accident. No, he's like doing something for you. So you know, it said a gift destroyeth the heart, which is your mind. Lob. Okay. It says a gift destroyeth the heart. So he gives you things to make you think that he's on your side. And at the end of the day, he's going to show you that he's not, especially all sin. Can't trust these motherfuckers. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. Try to make it as quick as possible. Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Want to give double honors to those and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth, and all of us to this truth, who've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, will we part of that number? Lord, when this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah 3:5. It is not slack. 2 Peter 3:9 is unto a ring. 2 Idris 5:42. Wa abba babal. The water for tuned in. Yahawah, Yahawashi. Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak, Atham. Peace and blessing to the elect. Lord, when there's edifying Kwam Yasarala. Shalom.